Hello, Sarah. How you doing? I've got your work up right here, and let's take a look. Okay, so I'll be focusing on recycled materials as you start your writing, and you talk about the elements being created using recycled materials, and you got the idea right. Exactly. I'll be focusing on designs around efficient use of material and low shipping overhead. Fantastic. Definitely pointing in the right direction. These go hand in hand with the use of recycled materials because they help eliminate total amount of materials consumed by the product. Here, boy, that's great right there. You got it. In that first paragraph, you're really starting to show from the start a really nice understanding of the project. My issue is this, Sarah, it kind of stops right there. The design features that are intended to lower material costs, sustainable elements, project way of manufacturing renewable energy sources, and that's all great. But you know what? That's great that you're saying that, but as your client, let's say I'm your client, and I'm paying for this, and I'm paying for you to design a trade show booth for me, for my company, Human Rights and Social Justice, or for my cause, Human Rights and Social Justice. So somebody presumably is paying for this, and you have a client, so you're designing, and the client says, I want a sustainable project. And in your design brief and your design narrative, you deliver, before the project is accepted, you give this presentation. And the client immediately goes like this, says, wait, we have 2 paragraphs on you're mentioning sustainability, but you're not giving me any research or facts whatsoever. So how credible is this source? Do you understand what I'm saying, Sarah? So let me go further, and then we go into the presentation. You have your sketches, but your sketches, there should be labeled. Tell us something about them. There's something else that's going on in your presentation that I think is really, really distracting, and that's the fact that everything is being shown behind this pattern, so you have these lines all through your work. You can't really see your work. I would definitely check your stacking order on that presentation and using that specific background as a layer. And I would definitely place your elements in front, on top of that specific layer. Otherwise, you're going to get this result here. Okay, and in moving forward, sketches are great. We just don't know what we're looking at. Okay, so then your client says, okay, so we have the trade show booth. All right, and then you say bamboo frame. That sounds pretty sustainable. Fiberglass support. Wait a second. Fiberglass? Fiberglass isn't sustainable. I mean, and if it is, you got to show me and tell me about it because I'm your client and I need to know why are you using fiberglass in something that's supposed to be sustainable. Would my question be is is fiberglass sustainable? Is it renewable? Is it using renewable sources? Is it reusable? And is it recyclable? And how does it stand in a landfill if that's where it ends up? Does it degrade, releasing toxins into the earth? And these are questions that really have to be addressed. Okay, you would explain all that right there with your decision. What the heck? Right there with your decision of saying fiberglass support, you would describe that whole thing, and it would absolutely have to be done with all of these. Your plant fiber cloth. So I'm going to show you an example in a second. But anyway, that's what I think is the main thing. Okay, so then we get to the let me see, is that okay, that's the 3D giveaway piece right there, okay? And I see, okay, awesome, you have my logo, but what is this? It doesn't say anything about my company. I would, as a client, I would say, well, you have to tell them about me. You can't just use placeholder text. And I think that's a critical. And the same thing with the 3D collateral. This is supposed to present your client's information. All you have here is placeholder text, so you're not presenting any of your client's information. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, this is supposed to be ready to present to your client to the point where, okay, I'm going to finalize this thing up. The client's going to okay it, and we're ready to go. Let me show you some examples. I think examples are a really good way to go. Now, I want you to understand I'm not comparing your work with anyone's, but I just want you to take a look at basically what's out there, what you're up against, so to speak. Let's take a look. All right, here's a really nice presentation. I thought this was specifically very, very good. Here's a nice cover page with the logo. Then the creative brief, giving client information, project effect, project purpose, target. The next page with more on the creative brief, giving the schedule, ideas and sketches presented in a way that you're being informed exactly what you're looking at on each page. More sketches, trade show design. Everything is described, labeled, and sketched out. And then we have more sketches over here, all labeled and then described further at the bottom. Likewise, then we get to the trade show design, see how everything is labeled here, and the designer's letting you know exactly what everything is. Then move into the materials, where we have 2 pages of materials for the trade show booth. That's what I want you to think about, is that those materials. And just think about the whole presentation in general. Okay, let's go back to this and see how that particular designer continues with the materials list over to the digital presentation of the informational collateral. Again, a materials list for the informational collateral, and then finally a materials list for the giveaway projects. So this designer here is showing a very, very in-depth understanding of how to design sustainably and show your client that you are doing so by providing all of this research and information, all of which points to very, very detailed research in a works cited page. Okay, so I hope you can see how that would be something that would be really beneficial, a presentation as such to deliver to a client in a situation like this, because I think it would really give the project much more credibility, and I just think it would show that the designer really understands designing sustainably and choosing sustainable materials and making responsible choices for the client. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If not, let me know. But that's where I'd like to see you take this moving forward into your final presentation. Really try to develop those materials into something that's very credible and also backed up with research. I noticed you didn't have a credits page on yours. So, and then again, get your text filled in, get this completed so it's ready to go. I mean, it should be done. Text in place, definitely. Same thing with that. Got to have your client's text in there. Let us know. Give us the mission statement. Let us know what this is all about. All right? Awesome. If you have any questions, give me a holler. Sorry I took so long.